Welcome to Friday Night Hit. I'm your girl, Danny, and I'm here by myself this evening. So, I wanted to reach out to you guys and talk to you guys about what the Lord has been putting in my heart. And this week, I've had an overwhelming sense of Him telling me the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is information. It's not about anything else other than that. So this week I went into an establishment to apply for a job, and while I was there filling out my application, two other young ladies came in, and um, I was just filling out my application, and then I looked up and I saw one of the young ladies looking at me, or I caught her looking at me, and I could read the thoughts almost that she had, trying to figure out like what position I was there applying for, because it's really not a typical place that I would go to really to apply for jobs in my field. It was really strange, really, that they would even have that position at this particular agency. Um, and I felt like I related to her looking at me. Like I'm pretty sure I've been in the same place where I looked at another person, whether it be male or female, wanting to know like what position are you here for, or how did what are you here for? What are you doing? So basically, just wondering about other people's lives that seem like they have it together. And the only difference between those people and the person who's doing the thinking or who's processing that information is information. So it's not about looks or nor talent, any of that. It's all about information, and they may have more information than you have. And so this whole week I've been gleaming off the fact of how I've made successful moves in my own life, starting with, let me go back to high school. And all these things the Lord has just been bringing to me. Um, I was able to, okay, so when I was in high school, one of my friends, she was telling me that she was going to do something, and then the next year when we come at the school, she'll be in a different grade. And of course, I'm not really paying attention to what she's saying. So I'm just, I'm like, okay, whatever. So then we were in the 10th grade and we got back to school for our 11th grade year. She's in the 12th grade. And I was like, how are you in the 12th grade? And she said, I was trying to tell you that I was going to go to summer school and take a couple of classes. And then when we come back, I have enough to be classified as a senior. I was like, oh. So then I started inquiring about it for myself. And then I found out I only needed a credit and a half. So naturally, after my 11th grade year, instead of me going to school for a whole year and a half for, the 12th grade year, I'm not a year and a half, I'm sorry, but for the 12th grade year, I decided I'm just going to go to summer school and I'm going to do the same thing. So I graduated early from high school due to that information that was given to me. So that set me up in life to start my education earlier and to get a jump start on my career. So that's one of the things that I did that I felt like was a success move in my life. Secondly, I was working at a job, and our jobs got outsourced overseas. And I was talking to one of my colleagues over the phone after we had went through, and they gave us our separation packages and all of that. She was telling me about a program that the state paid for if you had a job that was outsourced overseas. I was like, really? So she gave me the information, the contact information and all that. I called, and indeed, they paid for me to finish getting my education because there was like a 10-year hiatus for me when I was in college. You get burnt out. I was going to school every semester, even in the summertime, so I was burnt out. So I taken a hiatus, and it was 10 years. So she told me about this. So they paid for me to finish getting my education. And I was able to graduate and get my degree. And that has helped me in terms of getting better paying jobs. So that's another thing. Now, again, that information was given to me. So another thing, this year, I have been praying and asking the Lord to about my business. Like, okay, what am I gonna, what am I doing? And just, in prayer about the business. And one of my friends sent me an email about a 5-day entrepreneur fast. And when I tell you this fast and the whole the class, I call it the class, blessed me tremendously. Oh my gosh. I have learned so much information from that. Like, I have the blueprint, I feel like, for this year. Whereas I started this year not knowing really what to do about my business. I'm like, okay, well, how am I gonna get there? I needed a I needed the details, So this entrepreneur 5-day fast that I did with other people gave me what I needed to start. And so again, that information was given to me. And so he had to deal with me about giving up information. And if I have information, I do need to give the information to others to share. He doesn't give us information, or he don't bless us just for our own selves. It's always for the benefit of others. When you think about the life of Jesus, everything he did was to benefit others. So then I'm left with, okay, well, who do I give information to? Well, you just start by giving information, because I didn't ask any of those people for the information I got. All of the information was given to me. I wouldn't even know how to ask for the information. It wouldn't have been on my mind to do so. I wasn't thinking about being able to graduate high school early. I mean, that information was brought to me freely. The information about them paying for me to finish school, that information was brought to me freely. This 5-day fast, the information about that was brought to me freely. So whatever I need to be doing, I want to put the invitation out there, that I need to be given information freely. And I don't know what I have that will benefit others, but I know he's given me a lot. And so I wanted to come and tell somebody else that when you see other people and you see that they're successful, the only difference between you two is that they have the information. And secondly, let me say this too. You also have to be in a position to receive the information that the other person is giving you. Because we all receive information at different times in our life, but you have to be able to receive that information. People tell me stuff all the time, but I don't always receive the information, until it's to a point in my life that I'm ready to receive that information. So you have to be in a place to receive it. I was definitely in a place to receive the information at those times in my life. Those were pivotal times in my life that I received information. I've received lots of it, and I'm not saying that all the other information what hasn't been beneficial or been good, but those were pivotal points in my life. And so also I was having a conversation with my sister on yesterday, and we were talking about it. I was having this exact same conversation with her. And she said, and I was saying, she was saying people are scared to give up information, thinking that, no, I was telling her that I've heard somebody say people are scared to give up information because they believe somebody else is going to get ahead of them or do that thing better than they are, which I could say some parts of that may be true. But she said something that was so beautiful and wonderful. She said, you can give somebody the same ingredients that you have to just say to make a meal, but it's not going to taste like yours is. You know what I mean? So if you give me the recipe for spaghetti and you give somebody else the recipe for spaghetti, our spaghetti is going to taste different. You know what I mean? So I may put a little pinch more of garlic powder in it, or another person may put a little more pinch of chili powder in there. So, and even if we did it followed exactly alike, it's going to come out different. So you don't have to be afraid about sharing information or thinking that other person may do something that you're going to do. It's enough of whatever God has out here for us to do it. You know, that He's not short on resources. He's not short on blessings or any of that. But I want to stress that we are so discouraged at times about what we believe we can do. Your mind is going to tell you that you're not capable of certain things, or you don't believe that you can do certain things because that's the surrounding, that's the example you've had when you've been growing up, or that's your environment now. But guess what? That's not true. You can do it. You can do it. You can have the same success as somebody else. You just need the information. You just need to know the how sometimes. You know, it's many people out here who have vision, but you don't know what to do with the vision that and you have great ideas and you don't know what to do with the great ideas. And the difference between you and somebody else that you see on social media or on the TV screen or on the stage somewhere is that they had information. So I'm here to say that we need to freely give information to one another. We are here to serve one another, to help one another. So I like I said, I don't know what information I have. I hope this information is beneficial for somebody out there that's listening to know that you can do it. You have what it takes to do it. And it's not oh, you're smart, you're this. No, it's about having the information, following the information, staying consistent with the information. It does not happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. The people that you see that are successful, that took time to get there. So even if you won the lottery, you don't get that money overnight. So, you know, those there are steps that you would take, but you can do this. You can do it, and we don't hear it enough. You can do it. There is no shortcut to it. Trust me, I know. I've definitely tried to take some shortcuts. There is no shortcuts to it. You have to do the work. You have to do the work, and you have to be consistent with doing the work. You have to create habits. And what I'm learning not this week, but what I've learned from this fast that I was on is that what was I about to say? Oh, it has to become you have to focus on it until it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it becomes natural to you. Right? So I just wanted to encourage somebody to let you know that you can do this. You have the mindset, you have the tools, you are no different from anybody else. You can be successful. So once you receive that information, apply the information and be consistent with it. Okay? All of us have a millionaire mindset. I have a millionaire idea. You just have to look for, and not necessarily look for, because it will come to you sometimes. Get the information. get the information. So, like I said, this is my message for you guys on tonight, that you can do this. So hit me up, let me know if I can be a resource for you and how I can help, and I'll try my best. If I have the information, I'm going to give you the information. So I'm here. All right. So until next time, it's been so good just to be able to have this conversation with you guys, and really to be by myself tonight. It's very peaceful and relaxing and calming. So until next time, have a good night.